Good morning, guys. Welcome to Down Home Bites with Darlene. I know I've skipped a week, but last week I decided to decorate the house and get everything ready for Christmas. Got all my gifts wrapped, so I've got a busy November and December ahead of me, so I wanted to get things done early. So now back to making a few videos today. Please excuse the way I look. I ate lunch early and I spilled chili all down the front of me. It was good though. But anyway, so I got my hair pulled back and ready to get started. I wanted to remind you of the holiday market that I'm going to be participating in. It is on November the 22nd from 10 to 3. The location has been changed. It is now going to be at Stones River Mall. So it'll be inside, which I'm glad. I think this will be a lot better. So as time goes on and I get more details, I will be sure and share it with you, and I hope you guys can come out to see me. So what I'm doing today is my version of a trifle. Now I know I've seen several different videos of people using different recipes with the Little Debbie Christmas trees. I am not one to like to buy cakes, especially that are in the grocery store. I'd rather make them myself. But when these come out, it's something I have a hard time resisting. So I decided to kind of do my spin on this and using the Little Debbie cakes to make a small trifle. So I'm gonna get things switched around here, and you guys stay tuned. I believe this is gonna be really good, and it's something simple that you could take to any Christmas gathering. So come back with me. The first thing we're gonna do is make the filling. Well, let me back up. Now, the first thing I did was I cut up strawberries, and I put probably maybe 1/4 teaspoon of sugar on them just to sweeten them a little bit, but not to get them to where they're too liquidy. Now you can use the frozen sliced strawberries too, just make sure they're thawed. And be sure and lay out 8 ounces of cream cheese and 8 ounces of whipped cream to thaw before you get started. I laid mine out probably 2 or 3 hours ago this morning when I got up. So to a bowl, now we're gonna make the filling. Put your 8 ounces of cream cheese, 1/3 cup of sugar. We're gonna put a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. This time I'm using the extract, not the paste, because I don't want it to be overwhelmed. Because we're also using a 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract. Okay. Now we're just going to mix this with a hand mixer until it is smooth. Okay, we've got that nice and smooth. And the almond extract smells so good. Now, if you don't care for almond extract, you can use just a full teaspoon of vanilla. But this almond gives it just a little tang. It's really good. It took me years to kind of learn to like it, but now that I have, I absolutely love it. So we're going to add 8 ounces of whipped topping. You can use any brand you want. It just has to make sure it's thawed. Okay? So we're going to whip this together until it all is smoothed together here. Okay, we got that all whipped up and creamy. So as you see, I'm just using a glass little square pan, or glass dish rather. I'm just making a small one since it's just my husband and I'll be the one that eats it. But if you want one in a regular trifle bowl, I would double the recipe. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take our little Christmas tree, Little Debbie cake out of the wrapper. Now there's 6 that's come in a box, and as you can see, I only have 4 sitting here, so you know what that means. I've already had 1 or 2. I'm gonna put 1 on the side here, and then 1 on this side, so that you can see it from the outside of the bowl, like that. Now, I probably will have to get my other box of cakes out. This probably won't be enough, but, and these are kitchen scissors, and that's all I use them for. So you just take them, just cut your cake up, another cake like this in the bottom. Spread it apart. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get my other box, I can tell. But not a problem. The reason I got it. So cut this up. Of course, you can cut these with a knife or whatever. I just find my kitchen scissors are just a lot easier. Okay. Then the next thing we want to do is put some of our filling in there. And I'd say probably use like half of it. Okay. Then we'll just spread it around, kind of hit the edges. There. Down the middle. Okay. Now, our strawberries. Okay, I'm just going to like spread them up just a little bit, and I'll probably use about half these on there. But if you don't want that many, you don't have to. You really don't even have to use it, but I just feel like it adds a little bit of freshness to it. Okay. Now, let me get my other box of little Debbie cakes. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is actually just repeat the layers again. I've seen a lot of different recipes. Like I said, I've seen dips made out of these. I've seen other cakes made out of them. Cake pops are really easy and popular to make. But this just sounded really good and different, so I wanted to try it. This filling is something I use on one of my other desserts. I kind of altered it a little bit. Okay. So let's put another dollop of the filling. And I'm going to leave just a little bit to put on the very top. Now I did go ahead and I laid out cream cheese and Cool Whip for in case, you know, I needed more. I think for this size bowl, this is going to be plenty because it is kind of rich tasting. Now, let's do our last layer of strawberries. As this sets in the fridge, you know, those strawberries will start kind of leaking down into the cake and make it even more moist than what it is. All right. So now I am going to take the rest of the filling and get it right there. what I'm going to do, instead of using just that, because I do want it to look pretty, I'm going to go ahead and put just whipped cream on top. If you've watched me enough, you probably see I remove a lot of stuff with my teeth. I don't advise it. It's just something I've always done for some reason. Okay. Yeah, I think this is going to be quite tasty and very pretty, for sure. Get up our little Christmas tree that's sitting on the sides there. Okay, since there's not that much left, we'll go ahead and we'll use the rest of it. Now that little spoonful of topping that I had, or the filling, we'll just put it right on top. Like this. I've had a piping bag ready. You could probably put this in a piping bag and you can make it look even prettier than what it does. But okay, so now, if you wanted to, you could stick a cake right on top of it just to, you know, show what it is. And so let's do that and let's see how that looks. We'll put it right in the middle of where that filling is, like that. Now, we're going to take some sprinkles. Since it is red and green and white, let's use these red and green ones. And we'll put it around like this. Use whatever color you want. And that is it, guys. So look, see how pretty? And look from the side, so you can see the trees on the side. Really pretty dessert, very tasty dessert. Looks like you went to a lot of trouble and it took you hours on hours to do it. And go ahead and just tell somebody you did. That way it makes you feel better. Sorry, I think my remote needs to be charged. But anyway, later on this afternoon, I'm planning on doing another video on a recipe that my mom and I made up years ago. It's what I'm gonna make for dinner. We just call it chicken and rice. So I will get that out later on this evening. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll go ahead and start wishing you happy holidays, and I will see you next time. Thanks for coming by Down Home Bites with Darlene.